How's it going, Sha?
You know what? Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually, you know what? I'm really thankful for our listeners, I have to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we covered a couple of things recently. I know last week in particular we did like a topic that admittedly I had no concept of the level of layers that were involved with it, and I got like some DMs and some like tweets sent to me that gave me far more information and helped me like get a little bit more informed. A lot of it, the most recent example of this was with the changes that were being made with one of the state laws allowing donations to like religious organizations if the school needed it.
Oh yeah. And I was reticent about like. I was just like, I mean, I guess. But when I first read the news, I was kind of like, I feel like that sucks. Only because I have an inherent distrust of like religious schools, which sounds terrible kind of when you say it like that. For anyone who is religious, I don't distrust your religion or your faith or anything.
Right.
But when it's wrapped in institutions where I'm just kind of like, nah. It's within those institutions is where you can set these rules and ways of thought that aren't real or productive. And so I'm kind of like, I thought we were separating church and state, and this feels like this is it all together. So none of it really felt right to me, but I didn't know how to explain that because it's all just a gut feeling. So I'm like, I mean, I guess I don't have to worry about it, but it really doesn't. I don't know. So, so your argument for it, I was just like, well, I mean, I guess I'm never thinking of anything from a parental view.
Right.
All right. I mean, I guess, but then, I didn't want to believe anything that this current Supreme Court session, that any ruling that they've laid out, they've been trash. Every single one of them. Yeah. So I was like, I can't believe they get it right on this. And they did not. No, it's trash. It's still trash. They're really like tearing away. So what were you going to? How did you?
No, it's just, it made my day a little bit like, that like I got that kind of information. I was like, yo, we got smart people listening to the show. I appreciate it because,
and we don't know.
We not, yeah. Like I don't know. Like it's not me.
I don't know anything. Yeah.
My expertise is very, very specific, and it is limited to telling stories and sandwiches.
That's it. Yeah,
that's kind of it.
True.
That's what I do. So I appreciate y'all, like letting us like run amok, but also educating us when we're like way off. It sincerely makes me a better person. I appreciate it. I was like, oh, this is dope. We got like people out here. We have checks and balances, almost like our government should.
Almost, yeah.
I don't know. They should look into that. Maybe have a group of people that care about how things go, and maybe they could vote on the input and have those votes lead to change.
I guess that sounds like not a bad idea, but I don't know. We'll see how it works for us.
Yeah, we'll be the test,
Yeah, on a local level, on a smaller level. We'll see how it works for us. And then maybe we'll report to, I don't know, I guess our city's dog catcher or something. I don't know. We'll let the people know. We'll let the people know how this works for us.
I'm sure there's a flagpole somewhere. We'll run it up there, Hey, listen, this is how you should run your government. Based on our semi-successful podcast, we've had, pretty good results. Look into this. Oh man, but yeah, it was dope. I was kind of like hyped. I was like, oh, like I learned something, and also like I it's one of the few things that I am proud of myself about. In that, I feel incredibly comfortable admitting that I'm wrong or uninformed or fully informed, but I am always willing to be informed or to get a different perspective. I think more people should be that way. But yeah. I think that set of exchanges like really highlighted all of that. I was like, oh, this is dope. I have a ton of cool information, and it completely changed my take and my feelings about something. And then also, man, like, it's got to be shitty to live a life where you can't accept that other people might know more than you about something.
Yeah, I think being, quote, the smartest person in the room, end quote, has got to be extremely tiring.
Yeah.
And limiting, because you're not going to be in that room forever.
Right.
And unless you are not doing anything but attempting to try and be that person, you're not really living. I just feel like part of life is learning from other people. And even if other people like get it wrong and you're just like, well, I don't know if I agree, or your opinions are different, you're like, I don't know if I agree, but now I know what kind of mindset would go behind that way of thinking, like what the mindset is behind that, and that's good to know.
Yeah.
I never want to be the smartest person in a room. Because then you have to like constantly just show like, no, I know, and then this, and then blah, blah, blah. And it's like, just relax. It seems very high. Like, yeah, no one is quietly the smartest person in the room.
Right.
I just feel like if you're quiet and you're listening, then you're learning. So already you're coming at it differently than someone who thinks I know everything.
Right.
Is. And, yeah, I don't know. You just gotta be able to be like, nah. If someone tells you something, you gotta decide like, yeah, oh, I see, or nope, I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay right here. This is where I stay. I already got my feet in blocks of concrete. I'm going nowhere. And it's just not. I don't know. It's not really, I think, the way to live.
Yeah, nah, I'm with that. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why not? You know what I mean? I feel smarter because of y'all. Thank you. You know, to show y'all the level of intellect I'm at now. I'm gonna kick it off. This first article, real deep stuff. Taco Bell's newest food uses oversized Cheez-It. That's right. These are articles I'm reading. They're at my level. But I will still continue to try stuff. The challenge is that Taco Bell is testing a new menu item with the beloved snack food. The fast food chain hopes the creation can replicate the success of its Doritos shells. The experiment, a massive Cheez-It, which is 16 times the standard size, serves as the base for Taco Bell's new big Cheez-It tostada. The meal layers ground beef, sour cream, tomatoes, lettuce, cheddar, cheese, aka the only things that they have at the store.
Right,
and
yeah,
items
all
on
their
every
stuff.
item.
Yeah.
And they just put it on a cheesy cracker. For $2.49. It's described as abundantly cheesy and nostalgic, yet magically modern dining experience, according to the release. The second item the Taco Bell is testing is a big Cheez-It Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Oh, wow.
Which replaces the internal tostada shell with a giant Cheez-It surprise for $4.29. It's packed with the usual ingredients. Smart CNN article there for realizing they don't need to repeat all that, but they still repeat all that. Ground beef, nacho cheese sauce, lettuce, tomatoes, and sour cream.
Now, the nacho cheese sauce is different.
Yeah, they switched that from the cheddar cheese sauce. Yeah. Oh, man. Both items are available currently at only one restaurant, though, which is located at the Irvine in California, in Irvine, California for the next 2 weeks. And then from there, they'll hopefully expand out.
How do you feel about, let me start here. How do you feel about Cheez-Its?
I'm a huge Cheez-It fan, actually.
Okay, because Cheez-It people are extremely hardcore.
Yeah, Cheez-Its, I'm a fan. Like, as a family head of household and budget shopper, Cheez-Its is one of the few snack items I won't budge on at Target for Market Pantry.
All right, that only name brand.
Yeah, yes. that one has to be the real one. Even other name brand similar, I can't do. Right, it has to be Cheez-Its. Whereas I've had pretty good potato chips from Market Pantry. Their cookie game is usually solid. I think their Oreo knockoff is surprisingly close.
Okay.
I've had like a few of their items that like I think even if they don't necessarily replicate the exactness, they replicate the quality. Not Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its has to be the brand. It has to be it. And they do a few different things well. The traditional one, I rock with the extra toasty. The white cheddar is dope.
Right.
They got range.
I had the IG show with my roommate, taste testing, where we try different snacks. So for one episode, we did Cheez-Its. We did, I'm sure, like 12 different kinds of Cheez-Its, something like that.
Oh yeah.
And people showed up and showed out. They definitely had opinions about Cheez-Its. When I announced what the food was for that week, my mentions, the folks had opinions. My sister was just like, okay, I got a lot to say. And I was like, I know you like Cheez-Its. To me, Cheez-Its, I'm not necessarily a cheesy crackery kind of person, I guess. So it never occurs to me to really eat them. But when I guess the one that we had around the house, I guess were Cheez-Its, because Zakiya, my sister, loves them. The aftertaste is burnt, right? To me, the aftertaste is always well done. So I was like, well, extra toasty. I mean, people are going to love that, and they do. I think this is an interesting idea. I'm not mad at it. I understood Doritos, like that absolutely made all the sense in the world.
Yeah,
this one is a little sideways, but I don't think it'll be bad.
Yeah, I think this is has a solid chance of being better than the Dorito, actually.
Yeah, I think this may be surprisingly good, only because the basic taste of a Cheez-It may be an interesting counterpoint to the regular stuff that they have. It may, 100%. I think it may be surprisingly good.
Yeah, I feel like the taste of this is very distinct. So I could see people really disliking it, but the people that like it will love it.
Right.
I also think that this is a big structural integrity thing, where Cheez-Its are structurally, I think, stronger than Doritos.
That's true. I mean, they managed to make a bigger Cheez-It, and people were still like, yep. Like, I didn't remember Cheez-Its being that small. So when I got to like the oversized one, I was like, well, this is kind of the size of a regular cracker. So I kind of want to see this, because I want to see what a giant Cheez-It looks like.
Yeah. Like, real talk, yo, you read my mind. I want to buy just the Cheez-It. I don't want anything on it.
Right. Just to see what that looks like. If there's, they're going to make a box of like 8 oversized Cheez-Its.
Because you got to match the thickness. Like, the ratio got to be right. And if they do, then I feel like this is a stronger item. Because, like, the issues they've had with, like, the Dorito is that it tastes great, but it's not built for all those items. So it sogs too quick. Like, that has to be the first one out the bag. You know what I mean? If you live more than 10 minutes from Taco Bell, it becomes a car item. Like, you have to eat it there.
You have to. It is a true fast food.
Yeah, straight up.
To eat it immediately.
Mission Impossible status. Like, it's deteriorating right there. And then they also partnered with Frito-Lay before that with the Fritos. And those were good too, but same idea. If you waited too long, they got soggy. I think this will hold up.
I also feel like people have been cooking with Fritos for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally something called Frito pie. Like, people have been using Fritos in a way that I was just like, I mean, Taco Bell, they felt kind of late. I'm like, they already been doing this. Yeah, but Doritos, I was just like, well, yeah, sure, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? Someone high has definitely done that. I wonder, I wonder, like, what the focus group was before they even put it in this one store. Like, how high were those people?
That has to be the whole focus group, right?
Yeah.
Like, if your Taco Bell's focus group is just, get stoned.
And come on in. Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be it. There's no way. Well, I mean, only hardcore snackers And then, yeah, so I could see it being half and half of just like complete, just stoned people. And then folks who are just like, I enjoy a cracker, just I like food or whatever.
So, in terms of cheese snacks, where does the Cheez-It land for you?
I don't really have much in way of cheese snacks.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't really snack on like a cheesy thing.
That's
unless
so
it's
wild.
like something with like, I guess maybe a melted cheese. Occasionally I'll be somewhere and they'll have like, those kind of slightly fancy crackers, like a stone ground mill wheat pepper, cracked pepper, something or other. You know what I mean? Those kind of crackers that have all the different grains in it or some shit.
That started elegant and got progressively more aggressive.
That's how the label looks.
I was like, I don't know if this is fancy or like a gangster rap cracker, but like, yo, I'm threatened.
It's somewhere in between. And then they have like slices of some sort of cheese, and you put the cheese on the cracker and you're like, oh, cheese and crackers, and I do it and I take a bite and I'm like, oh, well, this is good. Like, I forget sometimes that cheese and a cracker is good, but it's never a go-to.
Right.
And I never really I've never really been a Cheetos person. I'm not a Goldfish person. I mean, I like them, but I never I have a craving for Goldfish. I never have a craving for a cheesy cracker type anything, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've gone the other
the closest maybe I've come is like, maybe I have a hankering for a nacho cheese Dorito.
Okay.
But otherwise, nothing really.
That's wild to me. I've gone as far as like buying a bag of party, like the party mix tub, and purposely saving it when it empties in my house so that I could make my own fully cheese only party mix and feel like I store bought it. I wanted the whole feeling of like it's in a container.
Okay, so what's in your homemade party cheese mix?
Sure. We had obviously the nacho Doritos. You got to do that, right?
Okay.
Then we got the cheese doodles crunchy.
Oh,
right.
Shit.
Then I went to Wise for the puffs because they had like the puffs that were like the claw marks, so they were smaller than the normal full-on puff. So it could blend well. Even though I prefer the taste of the other puffs a little more, I had to think about the whole package. You know? Then I included the Cheezits. You know what I mean? Because I wanted something with a little more crunch.
Sure.
And then I included Snyder's pretzel cheese sandwiches. Because I wanted a pretzel, but pretzels are trash without other stuff on them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't do pretzels on their own. I feel like it's like your grandma trying to sneak something healthy into your food. That's what it feels like to me. Yeah, pretzels is something in the way to me of the party mix.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. I like pretzels. Those are probably the only things I eat out of a party mix.
That's madness. Gabby's like that too, but I purposely leave them for her. And then she gets mad because she's like, I don't just want pretzels. She's like, I eat pretzels.
You gotta leave her other things. You can't just leave her the stuff you don't like.
Nah, that's what she gets with the party mix. Oh, but yeah, boy. and then I do the jalapeno cheese doodles from Frito-Lay as well, so that there's a little kick.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and then I shake. And like when I pour it in, like I pour it in a bowl first, and like I mix it. So that when I'm eating it, I fully feel like it's a store thing. Like it's not like, I'm gonna just hit the Dorito batch now. Nah, I mix the whole thing up.
No, you mix it. Sure.
Yeah, it looks authentic. It's crazy.
That troops and correspondents, please let us know your feelings on this mix. I would like to hear from people on that because all of that sounds wild. My tongue hurts just listening to you name all these things. But yeah, that is all so beyond me. None of those things I haven't had a fucking cheese doodle or a a Cheeto, and I don't know how long, an
Wow.
extremely long time. Maybe a white cheddar puff. I've had one of those in the past 10 years.
I mean, those are
And that's
good.
yeah. I mean, but it's a very understated cheese flavor.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't kill you with like cheese. So, it's not like that. Now, look, if you want to melt cheese on some fucking Italian bread and sprinkle some garlic on it, I will eat that until I pop.
Okay.
That I will do. A cheesy garlic bread.
Just not crunchy.
Yeah, I'm not doing crunchy cheese.
Okay. And ironically, I tried to like incorporate some soft, like the initial.
You can't. Not in a party mix.
You can't.
Yeah.
Cause I tried to do the. I wondered aloud, like science, and it shows me that there was science done with these things. Like someone experimented before me. Some visionary snack eater. Because I tried putting the Smart Food cheddar popcorn.
Oh sure.
Because I like those and I put them in, but like it can't handle the pressure. No, like it tastes good initially, but like when you store it and like the popcorns that are like middle and bottom, they take a beating from the other ones.
Yeah.
So like they lose some of the like pop texture and it just becomes like flat.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So when I wanted that, I had to keep them separate and then pour a little.
Sprinkle it in when you're eating. Yeah, that makes sense.
But then it took away some of the imagination magic of this being a store-bought container.
You can still imagine. Hey, all you're doing is mixing in something else that's also from a store.
You don't understand the level of deception that I'm doing to myself here. Because I do this. I put it away on the top of my fridge. And then I pretend like I show up later and I'm like, oh, Gabby, you bought party mix.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And I'm having it like she got it from the store. This whole thing is psychological. I can't just see myself make it, and then eat it because then it's not the thing. And then I just made party mix. That's just
okay.
I want to feel like someone thought of me in, their company. People like me exist, and they're like, we want this snack. They did their own customer studies.
Okay, I need you to stop because this is really starting to sound like a cry for help. This is moving out of I like these snacks together and I make my own little party mix to I want someone to affirm my existence.
Oh yeah.
So I pretend, and like it took a turn there. I don't know. I think you should stop talking about it because it can make many more turns, and I don't want us to go there with you.
Oh man, send me your recipes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely do that.
I'm into it. What's your best party mix? I also made a barbecue one too, by the way. It was real cool.
I could see that.
That was dope. That was a fun mix. But yeah. Okay, I'll keep the rest of that in my heart. In other news, Elmo is now vaccinated for COVID-19, Sha.
Just now? I knew he was an anti-vaxxer. That little bitch.
Mother sucker. Mad late to the party. Almost everyone's favorite red Muppet. Really? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know, that's kind of strong. He might be
that's how people do love Elmo, but I have my issues, and I think I've gotten into them before. You can find my opinions on Elmo anywhere wherever you find Muppet news. Wherever you get your Muppet news is where you can find my opinions on Elmo.
Oh man. See, that sounds like a cry for help too, Sha. Okay?
Huh?
That sounds like a cry for help too. I feel like...
I've cried that one out before.
We are out here, okay? We all got our issues. In a public service announcement released on Tuesday by the Sesame Workshop, the non-for-profit educational organization behind Sesame Street, Elmo's dad, Louis, also a Muppet, shared his questions.
Thank you for clearing that up. Also a Muppet.
Just in case you ain't know. He also shared his questions about the COVID-19 vaccine for children under 5. Elmo is 3.5 years old for the last 60 years.
That's right. I forgot. I keep forgetting that he's 3.5.
Was it safe? Was it the right decision? I talked to our pediatrician so I could make the right choice, Louis said in the PSA. I learned that Elmo getting vaccinated is the best way to keep himself, our friends, neighbors, and everyone else healthy and enjoying things they love. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for children under 5, and parents may have some questions, said Jeanette Bentecourt, Senior VP of U.S. Social Impact at Sesame's Workshop. We hope that Louie and Elmo will inspire parents. Pardon me. Wow, I choked up twice there. Will inspire parents. It's moving me.
I know. Yeah.
Will inspire parents and caregivers across the country to speak with their healthcare providers and seek out information to learn about how the COVID-19 vaccines can keep young children and their families healthy. Bang, bang. I do think this is like cool, but like it's real late to the party, y'all.
Yeah, but he is 3.
Yeah,
and
I
a
get
half.
that.
So now that I remembered that part of him, because to me, I always see Elmo like chomping a cigar, like barking out orders, and I forget he's 3.5.
Right.
And that's why he's so annoying. But he is annoying. Don't get it twisted. I'm not so yeah, but Louis seems to be on top of it. His mom, who's always working, because I mean, Louis is kind of a stay-at-home dad. He was ex-military. He fought in Desert Storm. Louis fought in Desert Storm. He's got a little soul patch. There's a lot going on with Louis that I wish we could kind of dive into. Like, what's his backstory?
Real talk. Louis been through something, man.
But Elmo's mom does work, and I think is really the breadwinner in the house. So that's why you see more of the dad.
Hey, I relate to Louis a lot. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, a
little bit. I got Louis energy.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Like low key, he got like a bowling Dickie shirt on all the time. I kind of do that.
That's what I'm saying. He's a straight up just like. He plays saxophone in the ska band.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like he's like that guy. He's just like, hey, dudes, come on, Elmo. You want to get a vaccine? Even though he probably forgot to get one his damn self. I don't want to. The whole family. I hope the whole family has got it now. But
do your best, Louis. Okay.
Yeah, just really, oh my goodness. Do you remember during the initial part of the lockdown when like Sesame Street had the Muppet parents like make a video that was just like, it's really tough, huh? Mm-hmm. Like it was just like talking to parents about patience, but it was like Elmo's dad. And like I was just like, holy crap. But they needed to.
Oh yeah. But everything about that was awesome to me because it was like, A, the parents need it. B, they know the parents are watching now. Like before, those shows were like, yo, play that shit while I get stuff done. Like now, like they were like
Sesame Street always knew, and that's why I love. That's why I have a Sesame Street tattoo because they always knew that adults were watching. Mm-hmm. My parents, like the show. Started 2 years before I was born. Yeah. But right around the time my parents got married, and they would watch the show before I showed up. They would watch Sesame Street before adorable. I was even. Yeah. So like that's how funny they thought it was.
You caught that new Sesame Street? That's crazy. My man Elmo be wilding, yo.
Yeah. So, but they're definitely the things that like things for children, the way they dealt with COVID early on in that time when we thought it may only be a couple of weeks and then maybe a couple of months to like, oh, we don't know what's happening here. That whole time that they were like, everybody was just balls of nerves. And the way they handled the different ways they handled it was something to watch, but it really hit home. Like, even if you were being an adult and just being like, whatever, we'll make it through, yada, yada, being blasé about it because you're too cool to worry about dying in the street.
Right.
Watching anything that was geared towards kids destroyed me. Like, usually I'd laugh until I started crying, but even the crying was cry laughter, but I knew it was emotions. I think I've talked about Hip Hop Harry on here before, but Hip Hop Harry's that giant bear.
Right.
That had a TV show, Hip Hop Harry with the kids, and they would dance and rap about learning stuff or whatever. He had his own theme song. They had a little like dance circle at the end where each kid would come out and they're going, go, go. And then, Hip Hop Harry's like, who's next? And then the next kid would come out and do their little break dance.
Hell yeah.
So then, and then it just wasn't on TV anymore. And I feel like this resurgence kind of brought back Hip Hop Harry. And then he did like a video for the kids, like trying to get them to remember to wash their hands and wear their mask. And it was set to Savage by Megan Thee Stallion. And, he's just like, things are changing fast. You should really wear your mask. Like, it was so bleak. It was so bleak. And I watched it. My roommate and I watched it, and we laughed and wept. It's so just like, oh my God, this is what we're having to tell them. That shit needs to be in a time capsule. When we gather up all this COVID shit and put it in a time capsule, a clip of that needs to be in there because, oh, wow. It was a lot. That and when Sesame Street was talking to the parents, like, just count to 10. Like, it was wild. It was wild business.
Low-key, we've been through a lot,
Yo.
We've been through it.
We've been through, like, these past 2.5 years. Holy shit.
Wow.
We've been through a lot.
Yo, shouts to us. Shouts to us.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, baby.
There's still more to go through. We're still going through it. Don't listen to what anyone else is saying. It's still out here and whatnot, but man.
We doing what we can, though. Surviving the times, baby.
Oh, boy.
Marijuana users account for nearly 25% more likely 25% more likely to need emergency care and hospitalization. Okay. Jesus. Wow.
See, all that talk about it's from the earth.
Apparently it's a problem. Okay.
Bitch, so is sugar, but I can't keep putting that in my body all the time.
Jeez. Using recreational marijuana is associated with a higher risk of emergency room care and being hospitalized for any reason. A new study.
That's the paranoia.
Yo, cannabis use is not as benign as and safe as some might think, said study author Nicholas Vazoris, assistant professor and clinical investigator in the division of respirology at the Department of Medicine at the University of Toronto. Jesus.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a real specific job you got, my G. Yo, you are definitely the only one with that shit. Okay.
You're right.
Our study demonstrates that the use of this substance is associated with serious negative outcomes, specifically ED, emergency department visits, and hospitalizations. Significant risk of hospitalizations. The study published on Monday looked at the national healthcare records of over 30,000 Ontario, Canada residents between the age of 12 and 65 over a 6-year period. When compared with people who did not use marijuana, cannabis users were 22% more likely to visit an emergency department or be hospitalized. The finding held true even after adjusting the analysis for over 30 other confounding factors, including illicit drug use, alcohol use, or tobacco smoke.
Okay, 2 things are happening here. One, the paranoia from smoking pot.
Yeah.
That is real, actual and factual. That's literally the only thing I feel. So that's why I'm like, why would I want to feel like this? I never get to the good part that everyone's talking about. I'm paranoid, like, why is my mouth so dry? Oh God, I'm dehydrated. Oh my goodness, I'm dying. And we're done. And that's like 2 takes. So nope. So there's that, the paranoia. And then secondly, this is a study in Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
You mean with the good health care? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're running to the ER. Nobody in America is running to the ER. Everybody here is just like, I'm just going to sit here and we're just going to work through it. I'm just going to try to breathe through it. And they're just rocking themselves to sleep on the couch. No one's running to because we can't afford that shit. So this is Canada's problem. Y'all work that out. But we going to be here on our couches paranoid and not going to the doctor.
Real talk. If anything here, I would guess it does the opposite because you get paranoid about the bill. You're like, nah,
Yeah.
B, I'm gonna stay. I'm good.
Yeah,
right
I'm gonna stay right here. I can't afford that.
Them
I can't
doctors with their
afford.
needles. You start thinking about, nah, you stay here.
No, I can't. I don't go to the ER when I actually need to. So I'm definitely.
Man, I've been wheezing this whole recording. You know, I need a doctor right now, like at this moment. I'm dying on the show. I'm dying right now.
Oh no!
Oh man!
Wait, stop! Stop laughing! Oh, serious business! Serious business!
Oh man! Finally, top accounting firm fined $100 million after employees cheated on the CPA exams. Ernst Young has been slapped with a record $100 million fine from the U.S. government after regulators discovered that the company knew some of its auditors were cheating on exams for several years and did nothing to stop it. Jesus.
Oh, God. They do people's taxes.
You know what I mean? The Securities and Exchange Commission said Tuesday that a significant number of the accounting firm's auditors cheated on the ethics portion of yeah, I can't, yo. How's this a CNN article? Yo, this is real. Cheated on an ethics portion of the certified public accounting test and other courses needed to maintain the license. Perhaps more stunningly, the SEC said that Ernst Young made a submission that it didn't have current issues with cheating when, in fact, the firm had been informed of potential cheating on a CPA ethics exam. The $100 million fine is the largest ever against an auditing firm.
They don't care. I mean, they don't care. They're a huge business. They're like, what? They're cheating on what? The ethics? I mean, if they want to work for us, they better cheat on the ethics part of the test. If they want a job.
That's the first thing we ask in the interview. Are you going to cheat on this? Because I need you to cheat for the next 40 years.
We need to know they're able to do it, or else they're not going to fit in with the climate of the office.
Hell yeah. If you ain't going to cheat on the test, how you going to cheat on these taxes? Okay? It's just the beginning, okay?
We are here for people who are trying to get over. If you're unable to do that, I mean, I had a job working like at a collection agency where we called people, and the manager literally said, if you have a conscience, you will not do well here. So don't think they ain't just saying that shit to employees.
Oh, man.
I mean, yeah, and that was for
real.
like a $7 an hour job. Like, come on. You think Ernst and Young, their name's on the side of buildings. Absolutely, they knew about the cheating.
Oh, yeah. You coming out of college with 100 racks a year? You don't think they're going to ask you to bend some ethics?
Yeah, you're going to have to. Yeah.
That's just part of the clause right there. That's how you sign on.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. If you would like for us to be able to afford one of these lying Ernst Young dudes to be able to do our taxes.
Yep.
All you got to do is like, subscribe to the show, baby.
We need a thief.
We do. We need one on our side, baby.
Fight fire with fire now. We need our own thief.
Oh, man. If you are an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You are going to let us get Rob blind because our competition got these dudes hired. Okay?
Yep.
We need one of them on our side, watching our back. While stealing from us too, but less. Because they need us to keep making money.
Right, absolutely. They understand the correct way to cheat. You got to know the right way to cheat.
Little overtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 5 stars. We going to make it happen, baby. Hire our own Ernst Young thief accountant who's going to lie on tests for the next several years, baby.
Yes.
Can't wait till we hit the big time. You know what I mean? If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter, Instagram, at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, I am the soon-to-be coughing to death Gastor Almonte, always with the far healthier Shalewa Sharpe.
No. Mine just don't show. He's wheezing out the top. My feet are swollen at the bottom. We got it covered. Between the two of us, we definitely have every ailment.
Oh man, this has been a healthcare deprived episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.